What's up guys, MrBayeasy here, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not the implementation of scopes on the Assault Rifle and SMG was a good idea. Now I'm going to really quick state my opinion right off the bat, being that I think it was a good idea. I think it's a good implementation, and I'm going to give my reasoning in just a moment, but I first want to say guys, that like everything, you guys know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I have a very strict and you know, serious standpoint on toggleable abilities, and this, like everything else, should be toggleable just because. You know, this doesn't even have to have a reason. It should just be toggleable in custom game settings, you know, regardless. It's just, really, it should be just that simple. However, that's not going to fix the multiplayer problems, and there's still going to be people saying, oh, well, it's too much like Call of Duty. Why are you adding scopes? You're making Halo too much like Call of Duty. Why are you doing that? And I'm going to answer that at the end of this commentary, but really quick, we're going to jump into the topic at hand, which is the scopes on those weapons. And the main reason why I think they're a very good implementation, there's mainly two reasons. I'll start with the lesser of the two, you know, right off the bat. One being, it just makes them a bit more usable, right? It makes them a bit more enjoyable. I've noticed in previous Halos, I mean, notoriously, guys, this Assault Rifle's not the best on the block, right? Your main focus, at least for me, is to get rid of that weapon as soon as the match starts. I'm not really comfortable having an Assault Rifle, you know, I'm not comfortable walking around with an Assault Rifle, and a lot of my attention is put into getting a new weapon, getting a better weapon. And that really detracts away from the whole experience of the game. I mean, I don't want to be stressing out over where my next, you know, precision rifle is going to be coming from. You know, it's just annoying to have to always have that in the back of your head, to be looking around the map. And, you know, of course, it's limited, right? They don't have like an extreme abundance of these battle rifles and DMRs and light rifles all over the map for every single person to pick up no matter where they are. You know, it's limited, you know, and you're not always going to be the one to pick that weapon up, especially if you don't know where they are. Those people right off the bat are going to be charging for them so that they don't have to deal with an assault rifle right off the bat. And that's happened notoriously in older Halos as well, but this is the first Halo where I've actually enjoyed using the assault rifle. I mean, I still look for other weapons, but I'm not like, it's not like a pressing matter. It's not like something that's, you know, really important. I need to do it as soon as possible. I can use the assault rifle, and it's not really you know, a cumbersome thing. I can do a lot with it, and I think that's nice. I think it's a nice thing to have. I don't think the assault rifle should be viewed as an annoyance anymore. But even as well as the SMG, guys. The SMG notoriously is not the best weapon either, guys. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even worth really picking up unless you could dual wield it with something like another SMG, or maybe a pistol or a pea shooter or whatever it is. It just wasn't that great. I mean, that's really what it is. You'd much rather have an assault rifle over an SMG any day. Now with the scope, it gives you a bit more range, although the damage might arguably be the same, or however they decide to do it. You know, even though it might be the same, let's just assume it is. The additional scope on the weapon definitely adds some versatility to that weapon. It makes it a bit more desirable to pick up. I definitely would rather have it than not have it, that's for sure, guys. I mean, I really wouldn't shy away from picking up an SMG and keeping it, because it's a bit more versatile. Like I said, it has more range to it, and there's some more possibilities as well. But the main reason, guys, and this is the most important one, this is the one I'm really excited to talk about, is the fact that both of these weapons, now that they have scopes, have a very big chance of being some seriously crucial supportive weapons in a variety of game types, specifically being competitive, because that's where you're really going to be using team play a lot. And the specific scenario I think about, you know, while the SMG might not be, it is still a good support weapon, don't get me wrong. It's just that the assault rifle with the scope is a bit better because it's got more range, a bit more accuracy, all those good things. But you know, the specific scenario I'm thinking about is maybe you're with a teammate. He's got a precision rifle, you don't. You got an assault rifle, and you get into a long-range battle with maybe 2 or 3 other enemies. Now, if you scope in and you start laying in fire with them, what do you think is going to happen, guys? Now, this isn't Halo 4, right? This isn't Halo 4. What is in Halo 5 that wasn't in Halo 4? D-scope. That's right, guys. So when you're laying into them with that assault rifle, basically you're going to be effectively, as long as you're hitting your shots, okay, let's be reasonable here, as long as you're hitting your shots and, you know, everything's going good, you're going to be keeping, and you can spray it around and, you know, really, you know, paint the players with the gun, and you're going to be keeping them out of scope very effectively. I mean, it's, you know, it's easy to time your scope ins when you're in a BR battle with someone long range, because you basically just time your scope, you know, your quick scope basically between their shots. So in between their shots, you try to get a scope in and try to, you know, at least hit them to knock them out of scope. That's how a long-range BR battle, you know, traditionally works. You know, you try to keep them out of scope, and then you try to stay in scope while the battle continues, so you have the advantage. Because again, the spread pattern, if you're not scoped in long range, is going to be wider than if you are scoped in fighting a long range battle. It's just the way Halo's, you know, always worked. It's nothing new. But if you're able to keep these enemies out of scope, even though you are at a disadvantage 2v3 with, let's just assume, all 3 of those players having precision rifles, you may actually be able to turn the tables and at least get a trade, or maybe even come out on top. You guys all know how important, you know, not trading. I mean, trading is always good. If you need to trade, right, with, you know, life for life. So that you're still even. But if you're able to get the edge and kill that player, maybe kill another player, you're up like 1 player or then even 2 players, which is extremely crucial in an objective game. You guys know this. It's even crucial in a Slayer game if you're trying to go for power weapons, or maybe you're just trying to maintain map control or regain map control. A very crucial thing. So the Assault Rifle, you know, out of nowhere, with the addition of the scope, becomes a very versatile and usable supportive weapon that, in my opinion, shouldn't be discarded as a weapon that should be picked up. If an assault rifle's been on the map in previous Halos, a lot of people probably walked over it. But in this particular game, I bet you guys that there are going to be people picking this weapon up just because it has some possibility for supportive roles. And with the addition of the scope, if you run out of BR ammo, it might, you know, it's actually quite beneficial, especially because the scope on the pistol isn't really that great in this game. I think they did that for a reason, especially since the pistol has basically no shot spread at a certain to a degree, and it shoots fairly quickly. It kills fairly quickly as well. The fact that the scope isn't that great, I think, is a good balancing factor. But the assault rifle, guys, in this particular game, I think I'm definitely gonna want the assault rifle in my arsenal for various possible scenarios. Just when I'm playing, it's gonna be a nice little safety net in a way. You know, not that you need a safety net, but it's just, you know, it's gonna be nice to have. You know, it's gonna be a nice tool to have in your arsenal for a variety of scenarios, ranging from long range supportive roles to maybe you just run out of BR ammo and you have an enemy at mid to long range, just gotta finish them off, or whatever it may be, guys. So I want to really quick address the Call of Duty thing that I spoke about in the beginning. Basically, you know, those people saying that, you know, oh, it's so similar to Call of Duty. First of all, I do want to call false on that statement, because although, yes, it may have similar traits, it in no way, shape, or form makes it so similar to Call of Duty that a Call of Duty player can hop on here. And there's just no, you know, I'm not being discriminatory towards Call of Duty players. Call of Duty is a great game. Okay, I like Call of Duty as well. But the fact of the matter is, guys, it's harder to come from Call of Duty over to Halo. And the more comfortable you are with coming over to the game, the better, right? The better it's going to be for the community, the better time you're going to have. That's what it's really about, guys, having fun playing the game. But for more competitive players, or just people that are concerned about the community as a whole, yes, it's very important that we attract some other players, some new players. It's very important as well to keep the veterans. I'm a veteran, okay? I understand the importance of keeping the veterans and maintaining their happiness, but at the same time, to keep the community alive, when, even though I hate to say this, when Halo's popularity has been slowly, you know, kind of, you know, settling down and not really ever coming back up to where it used to be, I don't think it's a bad idea to cater to some of the more popular FPSs, Call of Duty being the main one they're trying to cater to, and that particular one being the arguably the most popular FPS on console. So it's definitely not a bad idea to cater to them. You know, who knows, guys? Again, I've said this in the past. Who knows what they're going to turn out to be? They may be the next pro gamer in Halo. They may be the next like master forger, or whatever it may be, right? They may be a massive supportive community member, really giving 343 feedback on the game to make the game better for all of us. They may really enjoy Halo and start playing it a lot more, become a, you know, contributing community member. So it's important to cater to those people as well. And you know, adding scopes to these weapons, along with other choices 343 has made, like you know, making Call of Duty the button layout the default button layout when you start up Halo. And we can all change our button layouts. That's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, it's actually a great thing that if a Call of Duty player comes over, not only do they feel comfortable with all the scopes and everything like they've had with their game for such a long time, but they don't even have to change their button layout. That, you know, something as small as that, guys. You know, to have to learn a new button layout when you play a game can be very frustrating. You know what I mean? You're going to be bad at it regardless when you first start, because it's new. So you don't want everything to be like really frustrating. You're going to quit early. So the fact that scopes are in the game now, pretty much across the board, and that, you know, the Call of Duty button layout is the default right off the bat, which I don't have a problem with. I'm going to switch it to bumper jumper right off the bat regardless, okay? It doesn't bother me. I'm happy that it's that way because it's going to make new players, especially from the most popular FPS right now, arguably, very comfortable on the game, and I'm all for that. So let me know what you guys are thinking about this in the comments down below. Rate the video what you think it deserved, and if you'd like to become a Sage in training, make sure you subscribe today. This has been MrBayeasy, your favorite Sage, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.